Hey folks, how you guys doing? This is Brian again here, coming at you with the into the the journey that we take into the 7 aspects of life. The aspects that we're supposed to take care of on a daily basis, so we can make sure that we have minimal distractions, minimal setbacks, minimal pitfalls, knowing where all the landmines are, trying to reduce any slowdowns, any stoppages, as we purposely and continuously on a daily basis continue to fulfill our purposes and work on having our dreams come true, and at the same time trying to meet our goals. So you work on these 7 aspects, so that way if they're working, if you have the aspects in a healthy level of operation, then you minimize anything that would slow you down towards fulfilling your purpose. Because as you fulfill your purpose every day, you head to a certain destination that you probably will not regret, as you also continue to fulfill to make your dreams come true. So the 7 aspects being like different parts of your aspects of your life that need to be worked on, just like you have different aspects of a car that needs to be taken care of if you want to drive it without having any challenges from the vehicle. So the 7 aspects are really like one big ball all together, because they're all interconnected. If one of them is doing is weak or is falling behind, then it becomes a domino effect and kind of negatively affects the other aspects. And if one is doing good, it might be able to hold on to the others. But they always say that a chain is as strong as its weakest link. So you want to make sure that all your links are strong, and are constantly getting stronger. So the reason for this video today is about, it's still about the 7 aspects of life, and let me mention what they are briefly if you're watching this video for the first time. It's you have a spiritual aspect of you, you have your soul, which is another aspect of you, you have your physical body, which is your physical a physical aspect of you have your finances, you have your social aspect. That's when you learn how to interact with yourself first, and then learn how to interact with others, because the first person you need to know how to deal with is yourself, before you learn how to deal with others. And then the next aspect of your life is how to relax, how to renew yourself, how to rest, how to recharge your batteries, so you can be at it again whenever it is necessary for you to go out and work on your purpose and your goals and your dreams. So and then last but not least is duplication, which is after you've learned and you're getting better and better at everything that you're doing, you can teach it to others so that they can take all the information that you have and don't have to start from scratch. So that's the goal of the 7th aspect of life. So this video here, I want to talk about if you consider the 7 aspects as departments of a company, and the CEO or the headquarters of this company would be your purpose. Your purpose is what's causing you to want to make sure that the 7 aspects of your life are in a healthy state. That otherwise, if you didn't have a purpose, then there would be no need to want to keep your 7 aspects in a healthy state. Even if you did, you'd just be keeping them healthy for really no reason. It'd be empty. Healthy 7 aspects that for no purpose. So your purpose is what's making you make sure that your 7 aspects are in good, healthy condition, so that you're not like busy trying to fix them and then forget to fulfill your purpose. Just like if you're driving a car and you get a flat tire, you have to stop, forget your destination and fix the tire first. But if you check the tire earlier, or if you constantly check your tires, then maybe that would not have happened. Of course, we can't 100% stop all the distractions along the way. We can't stop the challenges along the way, but at least we can minimize them. That's the deal. So if we would consider your purpose as the headquarters, then we would consider all the 7 aspects, like 7 departments of your life. So, and remember, if it was a company, a firm, a government, then all these departments would have a head of department. So every aspect was a department in this institution. Then every aspect would have if the aspect was a department, every department has a head, right? So and when as far as the aspects are concerned, the head of department of every aspect, of the head of every aspect, is an activity. It's an activity. So it's an activity that you do, that when you do that activity, it ends up trickling down to all the other activities, because there are many activities that you do in each and every aspect of your life to keep it healthy, to keep it to maintain it, to troubleshoot, to repair if there's any repair required, to upgrade, to update. So there are many activities that you need to do just like there are many activities you need to do to make sure a car is well maintained, or to update it if need be. So the main thing, there's a main activity that you do, that if you do that, everything else seems to, the other activities seem to line up. And I'm going to start with the spiritual aspect, and I would say that the main activity that would be the head activity to make sure that your spiritual aspect is in good, healthy condition is talking to the Creator. Because he's the one who's giving you the purpose. He's the one who gives you oxygen. He's the one who makes who kind of brought to life all the 7 aspects. He's the one who gave you the assignment. So talking to the Creator when it comes to the spiritual aspect, would be considered as the head activity, that if you do, then all the other activities that you do in your spiritual aspect would kind of line up in place. Say, for example, you talk to him. The first thing you do is you talk to him early in the morning. You ask him to forgive you if there's anything wrong you've done, and you ask him to help you to forgive those people who've wronged you. And you talk to him and ask him to you thank him for all the things that he's done for you. And then you could probably make your requests. You can ask for guidance for that day or that week, and then after that, the next activity would be reading the Holy Scriptures. You can ask him to help you to understand what you're reading. You can ask him to help you to maybe enjoy, music that pertains to him. So once you do that head of aspect activity, then all the others seem to fall in line. Because once you talk to him, you can talk to him to guide you and help you to do all the other activities that will follow to help you work on your spiritual aspect. And you can also ask him to help you with all the other 7 aspects, not just the spiritual aspect. He's really in charge of all of them. He's really in charge of all of them. But you can maintain your spirit. For this time, that's what we're talking about, is talking to him. And also the reason why we start with the spiritual aspects, because that spiritual aspect is like I don't want to complicate things, but it's also like the very first thing you need to start taking care of, really, when it comes to the aspects of life. The first thing you want to take care of, and then the next thing you want to take care of is your soul. So if we would say the soul department, or the soul aspect, so the department we would consider as the soul department, the head activity, or the head of department of the soul department, or the head activity of the soul aspect is renewing your mind. Because as we grow up, we learn correct principles and wrong principles. So sometimes our parents or the people around us will teach us correct things, and sometimes not correct things. And not just our parents, and they're not doing it on purpose. Sometimes they don't know. I know I've taught my kids wrong things without knowing that I was teaching them wrong things. So, the key thing is to constantly feed your mind. Your mind is like your physical stomach. Like this body, if I fed it like junk food, I fed it the wrong kind of food, eventually, junk in, junk out. My body would not, the input. I was talking about the last video I talked about was input, output. So if I have wrong input in my body, then I'll get poor output. So you need to constantly feed your mind with the right material, reading the right books, listening to the right people, pertaining to your purpose, pertaining to taking care of all the 7 aspects. You're listening to people who are where you want to be. So if you feed your mind, then your mind feeds, because every feeling is created by a thought or an image. And an image is just thoughts in pictures. That's what images really are. It's just a thoughts in pictures. So when you think about something, then it creates a feeling. When you imagine something, and again, imagination is just thoughts and pictures, you create a feeling. And what that feeling does is it makes you make a decision. It could make you make a decision. It could encourage you to decide to do something, or it can encourage you to get up and take action. So when you work on your mind creates thoughts. Thoughts create feelings. Feelings create decisions. Decisions like drive the willpower. The willpower is that part of you that wants to get up and do something. That's that willpower that just, the machine, the movement, the thing that makes you get up and move. And then finally you could end up like speaking. Maybe you're out of the feeling you speak. So that will be considered the main activity that you do in your soul aspect that will trickle down to all the other aspects, the other activities that you do to maintain your soul. I'm trying to be really fast so that this video is not long again. It's important to keep it brief, but obviously as time goes by, the more videos I make, the more into details I'll go. So the next aspect is your physical body, and I believe with your physical body, the head of department in the physical department, or the physical aspect, the head activity, I believe, is getting hydrated, because your body is a large percentage of it's made out of water in a large percentage. Because if you notice that your body, every part of your body needs water to function the way it needs to function properly. Your brain needs plenty of water, your heart, your blood circulatory system, your cells, they need to get hydrated. So every part of your body needs hydration. Even your digestive system needs water to keep the right flow of the digestive material that has in there. So I believe that they even say that you can stay for 40 days 40 nights without food, but you can't go more than a week without water. I've heard that in the past. So I've heard that from a smart doctor. Well, not smart doctor. I mean, it's kind of like common knowledge, that water is super important. So that would be, I would consider that the head activity of making sure that your physical body is in good condition. Obviously, you do the other things too. You exercise, you eat well, but I'm just talking about the head. We're dealing with the head activity, the one that if you do, kind of helps the other activities that you do run properly. You have to do them too. They're also equally important, but there's that one. It's just like if the head of department, if he is not doing his job the way he's supposed to do it, then the whole department gets affected. So that's what I'm talking about. And then when it comes to the financial aspect, it's I believe that even if you have a great job, I believe it's always good to have a business on the side, even if it's just for your psychology, your psychological well-being. Because when you're able to create something and that something actually generates money, out of your own effort, I believe that gives you some kind of boost in your system. And the reason why I say business would be the head of activity when it comes to finances is because number one, if it wasn't for people who are business minded, we would never have jobs. There'll be zero jobs in this planet. It's people who are business minded that end up creating businesses that employ people. So if those people never thought of starting businesses, then nobody would ever get a job, because there'll be no jobs. And if you notice that the natural default of human status when it comes to income is business, really. Because if when you look, like, even in the past, they would farm and then they would barter, or they would sell their produce in exchange for other things. That would be like a default thing to do, and then later on, when we got, like, corporations got bigger and bigger, people started getting employed, and the business mind aspect of humans started, like, diminishing. So you should, even if it's a small business on the side, because you never know, if you start something on the side and it ends up growing and making more money than your job, that's amazing. Because when you look at businesses, there's no limit to how much money you can make. But with a job, there's somebody who's deciding how much you can make. There's a ceiling, there's a cap on the amount of money that you can make. But if you start your own business, then you have a high chance of being able to make as much money as you want. Of course, based on your expertise, and you choose the business that you feel you'd succeed in. So business is what makes the world run. Of course, the creator helps us, but it produces the creativity. If you notice that even the governments would not exist if it wasn't for business people, because the business people create businesses which employ others, and then that's where the government gets taxes from. So if these people didn't start businesses, there'll be no people to employ, and then the government they'll probably figure out another way to get taxes from their citizens. But you see how the system is. So the business person is actually kind of like up when it comes to the on the level of existence when it comes to finances. So I believe that everybody should have a business, even if you love your job. Have a little business on the side. I'm not saying something that will interfere with your job, but that would be the head of activity. I would consider as the financial with the financial aspect. Now with the social aspects, the number one activity that I would consider the head activity to make sure that the social aspect activity is running in a healthy, is at a healthy level, is making sure that you know yourself. You have to start with yourself, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, like wanting to know how you operate more than anybody else, because most of us want to like study other people and know other people and find out why other people are doing what they're doing instead of starting with us. Because you have to have a good relationship with yourself before you have a good relationship with others. You have to like yourself. You have to respect yourself. If you want other people to respect you, you have to because if you have to start with yourself, you have to have a great relationship with yourself first. You have to understand what kind of personality you are. And I'm not talking about the stars and all that, what star are you, or what I'm talking about like this, there's many books out there that you can read that will show you what personality that you have and what are the weaknesses and strengths in that personality. Of course, you're still unique, because even though you're a certain personality, you have a similar personality with somebody else, it's still you're not, doesn't mean that you're exactly the same. You might have the same personality, but there's very variations of that personality. So you need to understand who you are and what you need to do with that. What I say is, first of all, make sure that you feed your emotional bank account. So what does that mean? Every human has an emotional bank account. So when you do good things to somebody, it's like depositing into the emotional bank account. You know, it's like you hold the door for them as they come into a building, or maybe you help them like with something that they needed to do, or you're kind to them, or you give them an encouraging word. Anything positive that you do to anybody is a deposit into the emotional bank account. So there's what you can deposit, and you can also withdraw. So withdraw, for example, if it was like a child, you know, you've been listening to them with maybe they were telling you about how school was, you know, they saw that you paid attention and you're like interested in what they were saying, that you just deposited into their emotional bank account. And then withdraw would be like you want the child maybe to fix their room, or to make a bed, or you sent them to you for an errand or something. So that's a withdrawal. So the key thing is to deposit into your own emotional bank account, so that your own bank account is full before you're able to start putting deposit to other people's emotional bank. Now, how do you deposit into your own emotional bank account? By being kind to yourself, being nice. I don't mean like selfishly. I don't mean like you know like narcissistically. I mean, like, you know, you like yourself, buy yourself something nice, take yourself out to dinner. I know there's people who find it hard to go out for a movie on your own. Like, treat yourself good in a healthy way, you know, because if you treat yourself good, then most likely you'll be able to treat others good. So obviously the next thing is after you being good to yourself is depositing to other people's emotional bank account. So the head activity on the social aspect of life, to make sure that it's running, you know, it's operating in a healthy state, is to deposit into your own emotional bank account first, you know, before you start depositing to other people's emotional bank accounts. So that's the key. That's the key. And then the next one is renewal. Renewal, I would say sleep would be the head activity when it comes to the head activity that you need to do to make sure that your renewal aspect is in a healthy condition. So sleep would be number one. You know, there are obviously many other things. There's massaging. You can go to I always talk about going to the beach and you know, just recharging yourself, thinking things through, writing stuff. Maybe going to the mountains, a quiet place, going to a retreat, driving. Sometimes some people get in the car and just drive. So there's many things that you can do that would renew your renewal aspect. But the head activity that would help with that would be sleep. And then last but not least is duplication. Now when it comes to duplication, the head activity that you need to do in that aspect is looking for people who are looking for you. You know, you look for, especially when it comes to adults, you're looking for people who desire to learn the things that you're offering to teach. Like, you know, when a store opens, they don't force people in the store. They open the store, and the people who are interested in what they're selling will walk in. So you present your wares out there, like I'm doing now with these videos, and whoever who's interested in what it is that I need to say will show up. Like, it's just like a tree. When a tree has fruit in it, it doesn't call people to come eat the fruit. It's whoever when they see the fruit and they're interested, they will come. So you just leave your fruits hanging, and somebody who's interested, a fish. When you're fishing, you have bait. You know, you put bait on the hook and you put it in the water, and whatever fish is interested will take a bite. Not all the fish will take a bite, but some will. So the key activity is to look for people looking for you. But if you have children, you need to start teaching them early about these things, because they will really appreciate. I have a 19-year-old son today. The year is 2021, June the 7th. He's 19 right now. So, you know, if you're watching this in the future, then you'll be able to do the math. Who's very appreciative. At first, he fought me hard, didn't want to hear these things, but now he's really appreciative of all these things that I talk to him, that I'm putting on the videos for. So you need to look for people who are looking for you, because somebody wants to hear what you have experienced, what you've learned, what you've tried, and has worked for you. There's somebody who will really benefit from that, and that's what you're looking for. But as for children, just start pouring it into them. I'm not saying force it on them, but you know, sometimes they might be upset at you because they don't understand the importance of it. So you can find your your way around that, so that way you're not fighting over these issues. And with that, I will end this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.